Nigerian football is facing a significant identity crisis that threatens to dismantle the legacy of the Super Eagles. While local legends are subjected to rigorous scrutiny and administrative sabotage, the federation displays a perplexing desperation for foreign validation. The uncomfortable truth is that the issue lies not in the nationality of the manager, but in a leadership structure that conflates foreign with superior, even when the evidence suggests otherwise. We are witnessing a pattern where mediocrity is celebrated simply because it carries European passports. Welcome back to the Super Eagles Coaching Files. In our previous analysis, we established how Finidi George was systematically set up to fail through a lack of support and personnel. Today, we turn our attention to the other side of that coin, the Nigeria Football Federation's addiction to expatriate coaches. This is not merely a preference, it is a systemic fixation that prioritizes optics over operational competence. Nowhere was this more evident than in the embarrassing saga of Bruno Labbadia, a scandal that exposed the depth of the administrative negligence at the heart of Nigerian football. To understand the gravity of the Labbadia incident, we must first contextualize the environment in which it occurred. The NFF has historically operated with a distinct double standard. When a local coach is appointed, contracts are short, salaries are often delayed, and requests for backroom staff are treated as burdensome expenses. Contrast this with the treatment of foreign managers. Despite the abundance of talent in Nigeria's coaching ranks, the federation bends over backward to accommodate the demands of expatriates. We saw this with Journal Raw, and we saw it with Jose Pesero. The narrative is always the same. We are told that foreign technical expertise is required to manage the egos of big players and to bring tactical discipline. However, the data often fails to support this hypothesis. Panic sets in at the first sign of trouble with a local manager, leading to immediate dismissal. Yet, foreign managers are often afforded months, if not years, of underperformance under the guise of building a project. This creates a toxic environment where the local coach is a placeholder and the foreign coach is the destination. This obsession reached its nadir with the pursuit of Bruno Labbadia. Following the unceremonious exit of Finidi George, the NFF scrambled to find a successor. The announcement came in the dead of night, declared with an air of triumph. The federation had secured a German tactician, but who was the savior? Labbadia is a manager with a modest record in the Bundesliga. He's not a title winner, he's not a revolutionary tactician known for modernizing football programs. He is, by most analytical metrics, a journeyman. A manager often brought in to save clubs from relegation, only to be dismissed when progress stalls. Yet, the NFF presented him as the solution to Nigeria's problems. Then came the collapse. Less than 72 hours after the announcement, the deal disintegrated in a manner that can only be described as a diplomatic and administrative embarrassment. The official reason given was a disagreement over tax liabilities. The federation, in its desperation, had seemingly engaged in negotiations without fully comprehending the fiscal implications of German tax law. Labbadia, quite rightly, refused to bear the burden of double taxation, and the NFF, realizing the financial black hole they were about to step into, paying the coach's taxes in Germany on top of his salary, had to pull the plug. This was a failure of basic due diligence. It revealed that the federation was willing to sign a contract without running the numbers, driven purely by the desire to present a European face to the public. It was a humiliation on the global stage, signaling to the world that Nigerian football leadership lacks the professional capacity to close a standard employment contract. This saga forces us to ask a critical question. Why does the NFF prefer mediocre foreign coaches over competent local options or elite African managers? The sad truth is likely rooted in control and perception. A foreign manager, particularly one who is not world class, is often viewed as a mercenary. They come, collect their paycheck, and leave. They rarely challenge the political structures of the federation. They provide a convenient shield. If the team fails, the coach is blamed. If the team succeeds, the federation takes credit for the hire. Furthermore, there is a lingering colonial mindset that persists in football administration. There is an assumption that tactical knowledge is a resource exclusive to Europe. This ignores the reality that the modern game is global. Finidi George played at the highest level, winning the Champions League. He understands the psychology of elite players. Labidia, for all his experience, has never managed a national team, let alone one with the cultural complexity of Nigeria. By chasing a mid-tier German coach, the NFF demonstrated that they value the appearance of competence over actual competence. They were willing to break the bank for a man who had been out of work, while also claiming poverty when it came to equipping their own local legends with the necessary tools to succeed. The impact of this leadership crisis extends beyond the dugout. It affects the players mentally. When a squad sees their federation fumbling contracts and disrespecting legends, panic sets in. The authority of the technical crew is undermined before a ball is even kicked. Despite the abundance of talent, wealth, and analytical resources available to the Super Eagles, the team struggles because the foundation is unstable. You cannot build a world-class team on a foundation of administrative chaos. The Labidia scandal was not an isolated incident, and it was a symptom of a governing body that has lost its way, prioritizing the transaction over the transformation of the sport. The saga of Bruno Labbadia serves as a stark warning. Until the NFF abandons its addiction to foreign mediocrity and begins to treat local coaching talent with the respect and professional support it deserves, the Super Eagles will remain a giant with feet of clay. The issue lies not in talent or tactics, but in leadership. We will continue to uncover the uncomfortable truths shaping African football.